Hello. I fixed the brooch and I put it on. It was pretty cool, eh? I have to find some pliers later to properly fix it. But for now, it's good. Today's book was one that I really liked when I was about your age. I got a copy. Is this the copy? I think this is the copy. Yeah, it's not a new one that I found in a shop. New old one. This is the copy. I got given this when I was about your age, and it was really cool. It's called Boss for a Week. And this is Caroline. And I think one of the reasons I like this book was because I have a cousin called Caroline. Only she's much older than me. She was already an adult when I was born. She was like in her 20s. It's really ancient. And she's my godmother, which doesn't mean a lot in this modern world, but it's nice to have that connection. Boss for a week. Boss for a week. I don't think you'll be able to read along to this one. I don't think I could read it until I was about 8 or 9. Boss for a week. Lollipop power now! If I were boss on Monday in our house, I'd make this rule. All people living here coming in from work or school must change their clothes immediately. No bare feet either. But, Monday 5, notice boots must be worn in the kitchen by order of the boss. Biscuits may be eaten at any time. Giggling is permitted. No bare feet either. But little Caroline, sweet Caroline, neat and natty, darling Caroline, may go straight out to play in a mud puddle. If I were boss on Tuesday in our house, I'd proclaim all people living here must be inside this house by 5 o'clock on the dot. Except for little Caroline, sweet Caroline, prompt and punctual, darling Caroline. She may stay out later, even if it gets a little dark. She just climbed a tree. She's talking to an owl who's not interested in her. And there's a cat. Toothpaste must be squeezed in the middle. Towels and clothes may be left on the floor. If I were boss on Wednesday in our house, I'd insist all people sitting at the table about to eat must get up and wash their hands and faces too, and their knees. Everyone except little Caroline, sweet Caroline, clean and gleaming, darling Caroline. She may start her dinner. This filthy child. Oh no, I'm glad I noticed that one. If I were boss on Thursday in our house, I'd announce loud and clear. If Dad's got the leftover meatloaf in his sandwiches for lunch, then little Caroline, sweet Caroline, hungry, starving, darling Caroline, she shall have the same. Certainly not spaghetti. I hope you're more grateful when your parents make you your lunch, because it's not good to do that. She's quite a horrid child, is Caroline. Not my Caroline, was Caroline. If I were boss on Friday in our house, I'd tell them straight, all people not having to attend school tomorrow may stay up as long as they like and watch television, especially little Caroline, sweet Caroline, perky, wide-awake, darling Caroline. She may choose the channel too. I don't know if you've ever stayed up late. It tends not to be a good idea. You get very tired the next day, and then you get grumpy, and then your parents get grumpy with you because you're grumpy. And so everyone gets very grumpy with each other. And all because you didn't go to bed on time. If I were boss on Saturday in our house, I'd instruct the grown-ups, no chores for kids today, no making beds, doing dishes, hanging out clothes or dusting. Anyway, not for little Caroline, sweet Caroline, good and helpful darling Caroline. She needs her rest. Mostly because she's been up too late the night before. Story shall be read every night. My silly brother. Animals may sleep on the bed. Yeah, I don't know if you should have a guinea pig and a dog and a bird on the bed, particularly if the bird's eating crackers. It's going to be pretty uncomfortable. If I were boss on Sunday in our house, everyone would know who gets the wishbone and the biggest heap of ice cream, 2 helpings. Who but little Caroline, sweet Caroline, always eats her dinner up, darling Caroline, and it's not conditional on eating her vegetables either. If I were boss for just 1 week in our house, I'd make them change their ways. And all for little Caroline, sweet Caroline, that golden-headed angel, that paragon of virtue, that beautiful, wonderful, marvellous she, that dearest darling, me. She's not the boss anymore, probably just as well. No. When you're growing up, when you're still a kid, you probably think all those rules are just not fair and it's just not right. But there are reasons for them. And as you get older, you realise it's like eating junk food for dinner. Might be a fun idea, but actually you're not going to feel very good afterwards. And if you eat it in long term, you're going to end up not doing so well in life. And if you don't learn to help for the jobs around the house, and when you grow up and go off to university or out to work and live by yourself, then you're not going to know what to do. It's part of training, and it's also part of being part of a household, being part of a family. Right, we're going to draw the picture of Caroline outside. This is a very useful picture because it's done in black, so I have my black pen. Here we go. The tree has a trunk. It's a nice and tall trunk. It's going up the side of the page. It's going way up. We can't see the top. Here are some little branches coming out with the leaves that would be green and light, but it's in the dark, so we can't see. Perhaps some more over there as well. The first branch that the owl is going to sit on is there, and I've got it to come out here and some there. Out over the side of the page, another one there. And then the owl. This is an owl that's got those feathers that look like ears, but they're not. So he's got the kind of ears. And then an owl is quite a cool thing to draw because it's kind of roundy and heady, and then the tail underneath here. And then we can see his eyes because that's just a trope in the stories. 2 big eyes shining in the dark. And then underneath that, there might be some more branches here coming out. Then another bigger branch with some coming off here. Then under here as well. And then on that branch is Caroline, sweet Caroline. Ridiculous and badly behaved Caroline. It's interesting, when I was your age, I didn't understand all those words in the book. So if you're thinking, what do those words mean? Paragon of virtue. You'll learn them as you get older. As an adult, they're quite funny. Right, I think I'm going to have a problem here, but that's all right. I'm going to give her a triangle skirt. And she's looking up, she's pointing, she wants to reach the owl. I hope she doesn't, or else the owl's likely to bite her. And then her mouth's wide open. And her nose is there, and I've run out of room, and there's a here. Ah! And 2 feet. That is a jolly big owl if that's the size of Caroline. But anyway, that's all right. And then on the one more branch, because I'm going to put a cat on that one, Do you think your cat would rescue you if an owl attacked you? Not that that would happen in New Zealand. Do you think it would though? Right, so the cat's got 2 ears. And it's got its face going out this way. It looks a bit more like a possum like that. Oh well. And then one leg out there and a tail down there, which you wouldn't be able to see in the gloaming. And then just up there, his hands are over here. And he's got a couple of eyes going on too. Going, what are you doing, Caroline? Perhaps you can see his whiskers in the dark. Now he looks like a cat. Right, look at me. Full stop. We know look. L-O-O-K. L-O-O-K. Googly eyes. Look. Look. L-O-O-K. Look. Look at. At. Look at me. 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 E, full stop. I, capital, because it's the beginning of the sentence and also it's your name for yourself. I am up, up. You up, up. Down, up over for that P. I am up in. The. T-H-E. Tree. Tree. Now luckily I am an adult, I know this one, but you might need a little help with that one. Tree. T-R-E. Full stop. Look at me, I am up in the tree. Can you make me something like that? Draw a picture of you doing something. Look at me, I am doing something. Remember, the more capable you are, the more you should be writing. Okay, bye.